welcome back to For Real. My name's Claire and I live in Siem Reap, Cambodia with this guy. So you've decided that you want to live in Siem Reap? Well, there's a few things you need to know about the different areas in Siem Reap town, and this video is all about explaining to you where those different areas are, what the benefits of each area might be, and how you can make a decision about where you want to live. So let's get started. It can be really hard to find information about the different parts of town, so in this video I'll break it down for you and tell you everything that you need to know. I'll show you where the best supermarkets, wet markets and gyms can be found, and then we'll go for a ride to each area and have a look around. I'll also talk about which areas are most popular with expats and why I think that might be, although you'll be able to work that out for yourself, I think, once we get through the next bit. Before we get into it though, I'll explain the different administrative levels that exist in Cambodia, and this is important because you need to know how what I'm telling you fits into the bigger picture. So, Cambodia has 25 provinces, see the caveat below. One of those provinces is Siem Reap. Siem Reap province is broken into 12 districts, one of which is Siem Reap town or Siem Reap municipality. And Siem Reap town has 13 sangkats or communes. Each sangkat is divided into villages. So today we're concerned with the sangkat level, and in particular, the 4 sangkats that cover the centre of Siem Reap town. So the 9 other ones are on the peripheries of the 4 that we're going to look at today. So these are the 13 sangkats of Siem Reap town, and the 4 at the top are the ones we'll be covering in this video. There are different variations in spelling because it's a transliteration or an attempt to capture the way the name of the place sounds using the Latin script that we're most familiar with in the West. For example, Slorkram is sometimes written as Slorkram or even Slorgram. So the sound is similar. You can understand that a K and a G make a similar kind of sound. So you just have to be a little bit conscious of that when you're looking at different spellings and wondering if it's the same place or not. Why is any of this important? Because ads for apartments you will see on websites, Facebook, Khmer24 will generally list the sangkat in the description. They often put in the distance from Pub Street as well, just so you can get a sense of how far it might be from the dead centre of town. You'll notice that there's also a Siem Reap sangkat, but it's actually not located in the town centre, although you might have expected it to be. It's on the way to the Tonle Sap lake. You might remember when I did the village tours of Prey Tom and Chon Long. Those 2 villages are located in the sangkat called Sra Nay, which is number 10 on the list. So let's get acquainted with these sangkats. Note that the river runs pretty much north to south and Highway 6 runs east-west. So this gives us 4 easily defined sections and each one is a different sangkat. North of the highway and east of the river is Slorkram. South of the highway and west of the river we have Svaidongkom. Then we have Kukchok to the north and Salakam Rak to the southeast. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing them correctly. I have tried very, very hard to get the pronunciation right, but it's what I hear and what I say are not necessarily the same thing. So the first thing I want to show you is where the supermarkets are located around town. So Angkor Market is the biggest and best supermarket in Siem Reap, and it has 3 branches. The one on Highway 6 is the biggest by far, and it also has a large range of homewares in the upstairs section. There's another branch on Sivatha and a smaller branch over on 7 Makara. The next best option after Angkor Market is Chau Sang Hock. Sometimes if you can't get something at Angkor Market, you try Chau Sang Hock and they will have it. So they have 2 branches. One is on Highway 6 near Wat Pho Road and the other is in Svaidongkom. Lucky and Asia Market are a step down from those 2 in my opinion, but handy if you're nearby or you've checked the other 2 and they don't have what you need. There's also AAA over on Lok Tanui, which is handy if you're living over that way and you don't want to trek into the other ones. But you can see that the biggest concentration of supermarkets is in that Svaidongkom area near Pub Street and close to the centre of town. It's worth noting that there's also a Makro, but it's a few kilometres out of town. Now we're going to look at markets. The biggest one is Sa Lu on the highway, followed by Central Market. There's also Sa Samakhi at the southern end of Slorkram, and in Kukchok there's the enormous Sa Kralan. Further south of the town centre you'll find Sa Kraum, which is one that we lived close to and went to quite a bit. There are numerous other small markets around, ones that are not anywhere near the size of those 5. So those 5 are the biggest ones. Next, I'll show you the location of some gyms around town. Similar to markets, there are a lot of small gyms, but here I'll mention the bigger ones that I know about, either from personal experience or word of mouth. So first up we have Encore Muscle Gym, it's $1 per visit. Then we have Siem Reap Fit, which is also $1. Gym time in Watbo near the football fields is just 75 cents for a visit. Thanks to Julia Hoare for letting me know about that one. I've got to go and check it out at some point. There is also Gold Fitness in Cook Chalk and Encore Fitness near Candle Village, both of which are considerably more expensive. Right, so first up we've got Slocram. Now, you should live here if you want to enjoy living in a place that has lots of big shady trees, if you like walking along the riverside. It's really, really lovely in that regard. You'll note that it also has lots of pagodas, so that's one thing to look out for in terms of noise if you're looking at apartments. Just be mindful that that can bring with it some noise. You'll see that it doesn't really have any big supermarkets, but you're not really very far from anything. So don't let that deter you if you're wanting that nice kind of leafy green situation. This is Slocram. Got the river on the western side, road that runs beside the river, and most of the area over there. This is also Slocram, a little bit further away from the riverside, and you can see it's dirt roads in here and not a lot of infrastructure. So a few meters can make all the difference in these parts. This is another bit of Slocram. See, there's a new building there, possibly going to be apartments. Paved roads this time. I'm noticing a lot of rooms for rent signs and also a lot of little tiny businesses, micro shops, let's call them. So no supermarkets, but lots of places where you can buy day-to-day kind of essentials. And of course we do have Sa Samaki in Slocram as well. And here behind one of the many Watts in Slocram, there's lots of activity going on. Next up we have Cook Chalk. Live here if you want to immerse yourself in local Cambodian life. If you don't mind being the only Western face in the area, it's a great place for you. You'll also find that consequently prices tend to be slightly lower in that area. This is Khmer Pub Street, and it's characterised by several of these really big beer garden kind of places. It's probably the area of Siem Reap that I know the least. Spent the least amount of time up here. There is a big market. Might go and have a look at that. This is another busy market area. Definitely a very busy part of town. There's a lot going on. That's the highway just down there. And to my right here we have, can you see that? Gold Fitness. This is Siem Reap's biggest and fanciest gym. It's fully air conditioned, there's a pool, there's I don't know what else. Lots of stuff. I think it's around $5 a visit. Whereas if you go to the local ones with no pool, no air conditioning, that kind of thing, then it is going to cost you $1 or sometimes even just 75 cents. So depends what you're after. I guess they have a lot more different kinds of equipment and things in there. And I guess there'd be more maintenance going on too. Next up, we have Sala Kamruk. Live here if you want restaurants, bars and cafes in more of a neighbourhood kind of setting. So parts of Sala Kamruk are also very close to the CBD, as you can tell from the map, and it contains a couple of really famous villages. So Watbo is a village that's very well known for its restaurants and bars and cafes, and also Wat Dam Nak. There's a lot of those sorts of things there as well. Right now I'm just at the start of Watbo Road and the intersection with the highway. There's a brand new ABA ATM kind of mega station being built here. So it's not a branch as such, it's just a bank of a gazillion ATMs in there. Seems to be the way they're going with their customer service. Anyway, next to that we have a place called the Stunning Dental Clinic, which is not yet operational but also brand new. Looks like it's going to be a great new addition to the dentist scene in Siem Reap. This is a nice section of Wat Boh Road with lots of restaurants, and if I just turn you around here, there's the Paris Bakery on that corner up ahead, and Street 26 off to the right there. Okay, so Wat Boh Road is quite busy these days. You might be surprised if it's been a while since you've been in Siem Reap. So this area used to be the old Wine O'Clock, and now it's Amici restaurant. Is a lot more accessible now that the roads have been done up, so you can live quite a bit further out on this road and it will take next to no time to get into the centre of town. It opens up this area for living a lot more, I think. Further out along the same road we have the International School of Siem Reap, ISSR, and the road that goes across just up there is the Ring Road. Honestly, the Ring Road is not a nice place to be. I would say don't live close to it, it's very noisy. There are so many trucks that use this road. If you're riding on this road, it's quite unpleasant. The trucks use this to bypass the centre of Siem Reap, so they don't have to go through any traffic lights or anything like that. And as such, it's pretty unpleasant, shall we say. Last up, we've got Svaidunkum, and that's probably the area that you're most familiar with if you've ever been to Siem Reap before. So it's the one that has Pub Street, most of the supermarkets that I mentioned, lots and lots of hotels, Sok San Road is there, and pretty much everything else you could ever need. So let's go and have a look at that area, and I'll see you after that. On the riverside, on the other side of the river, just wanted to show you that beautiful blossoming tree over there. And on this side, got a funeral going on. I just love that Siem Reap still has a lot of these little tiny bridges that are too small for a car dotted around the place. I hope they never take them down. Just really, really cute little aspect of Siem Reap living. Very leafy along the riverside here. I'm going to take a turn left soon and go into the Sak Raum kind of area, and we'll have a quick look there. This is quite a busy part of Siem Reap. That's the entry to Sak Raum over there. We'll go through there, I think, and I might do a bit of recording once I get to the other side. This is the Sak Raum Market Street, just outside the market entrance. As you can see, it's much quieter. There's a lot of apartments, a lot of local apartments, local rooms to be had in this area too. This right here is one of the main arteries that goes through this part of town. It's called Build Bright University Road, or BBU Road for short. This is another busy part of town, more tourist-related businesses though. I just love that half house over there. They had to chop half of it off when they did the road project, but it's good to see what's left of it is still standing, hanging on by a thread. I thought I'd show you this since we've seen a funeral today too. Here's a wedding. Nice and loud. Photos of the bride and groom outside. Portable air conditioners taking up probably 60% of the road there. Loving it. So there you have it. That's a bit of an overview of the 4 sangkats that are closest to Siem Reap Centre. Which one takes your fancy? Which one do you think would be the most convenient to live in? Leave a comment below so we can get a sense. In my opinion, I think that most expats tend to live in either Svaidunkum or Sala Kamruk. I could be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that that is the case. Next after that would be slow cram, and then cooked chalk would be fourth out of the 4. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Leave any questions in the comments below and I will attempt to get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.